Are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh, this is so good.
Just for you.
Oh my god, it's everything. I'm screaming.
Thank you. Thank you. It's even crazier in person. I took a photo and it's
I feel like I should be wearing my Daddy Charlie shirt, but oh my god.
what? Is there something? Do I look different?
The Charlie full-on cosplay is just, oh my god.
This is a rare episode where I'm not talking around this. So you are on for the entire episode. You're not just popping in for part of it. So, welcome to the Bi.4.Twi Podcast. I'm your host, Charlie Swan, aka Ellis Golden. And today I'm joined by an extra special guest. Can you tell everyone who you are and what you do?
I'm Megan, and I run the Instagram account at Charlie Swan's Mustache. I got memes.
So true. And I'll have a link for that in the description, obviously. Check them out if you haven't already. So today we are going to be talking about who the number one DILF in Twilight is. And I feel like I already know what your answer is going to be. I feel like so I'm going to be running like the other side. I'll be running like other side biases to kind of even it out. So I've come prepared with some notes.
Okay.
Let's start with like number one in the series, Edward. So like main character, what are we thinking? DILF or no DILF? Let's start with that. Let's figure out not who's the number one, but just if they are a DILF at all.
Okay, so if he didn't have such aggressive sideburns in Eclipse and Breaking Dawn parts 1 and 2, I feel like he could be DILF material, but because he had aggressive sideburns, I'm gonna say no.
Damn. I feel like the sideburns add to the DILF. Like, that's such a dad thing, kind of. Like, to have
It
sideburns.
is kind of a dad thing, but like, I don't know. I feel like after he had Renesmee, it definitely, like, because he became a dad,
right.
he definitely had more DILF energy, but
he is kind of like a whiny little bitch before he has Renesmee.
Exactly. I post so many memes about him being a whiny little bitch boy. And yeah, I feel like it takes away from the DILF level that he like was climbing towards almost.
Very true. Let me argue back with some positives.
Okay.
He's very self-sacrificing. He very much, like, in a lot of cases will put Bella's needs first, which is very protective, very fatherly in a way.
Like Renee's quote, he looks at you like he'd take a bullet for you, or
Right.
exact quote is, yeah.
He's very understanding of Bella and Jacob's relationship, which is cool, you know, like their friendship and stuff. We're kind of axing Eclipse. We kind of have to forget Eclipse, the sideburns and like the weird. Everyone's just kind of weird in Eclipse.
Is a
so
weird
it's like
one.
I feel like, yeah, it just kind of just pretend Edward and Eclipse
it just happened.
He's literally a good dad.
Yeah.
He can play the piano and write you songs.
And then he taught Nessie piano. That was pretty cute.
Yeah, that's such a good dad. Good dad. His hair. He's got like a, he's hot. It's Robert Pattinson. He's hot.
True.
He's hot, attractive. And he's literally a dad by the end of the series.
And now he's like actually finna be a dad since Suki Waterhouse is like having his kid and everything. Yeah.
Ooh. Yes.
I feel like that's adding to it, even though it's, more than 10 years later,
Right.
it's upping the ante almost.
In the books, he has a good sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And the humor is kind of like jokey with the other person, which I feel like is kind of like a DILF dad type thing to do. It's a little dad humorous to like poke fun at the other person. Like that's kind of your sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And he does that. But he is 17, like eternally.
And he always will be, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like he can't even ever grow into like
the dad role anymore.
Yeah. Or like a dad bod or anything. He's like perpetually.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, look at my face though. It looks way crazier.
The contour right here is literally sending me into oblivion. I cannot. Oh. I'm screaming.
Okay, so what's our final vote on Edward? You know, I thought that Edward had a strong case for being a DILF, but then like after saying it, even his positives aren't like super strong.
Yeah, I still feel like he's not quite over the hump to reach DILF status.
I feel like his vibes are too whiny.
Yes, he's still just too whiny by the end. Like,
this is so sad.
Like the joke he has with Jacob at like the very last second in Breaking Dawn Part 2, where he's like, where Jacob's like, "Can I call you dad now?" And he's like, "Still no."
No, absolutely not.
And it's like,
yeah,
it's funny, but at the same time, it would have been funnier if he'd been like, "Yeah, true."
True. Yeah, he is too whiny, and he'll always be a little whiny because he'll always have that 17 emotional maturity.
Yeah, like he's never gonna grow past that. He's always gonna be ready to go fuck off to Italy and die.
Yeah. Right. Even with Renesmee, it's like I feel like he has more of a need to be mature with Renesmee, so like
But like if something did ever happen to Bella and Renesmee, he would still fuck right off to Italy and just.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Now he has like 2 things that could die and ruin his life.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so speaking of Renesmee, what about Jacob?
Oh jeez.
Oh no. My vote is instantly no.
No, absolutely.
If Jacob's younger than Edward, or if that's going to be a negative factor on Edward, then it has to be even more in Jacob. And he's stuck that way too, being around the vampires forever because he's stuck in that.
He's gonna keep transforming into what's the word, like
shifting.
He's gonna keep shifting, and that keeps them from aging. And like the only reason the elders, like from before the like current elders stopped like they stopped shifting because the vampires left,
right? Because the Cullens moved away
again. But because the Cullens are probably going to stay around at least a solid while, and Jacob's going to stay around the Cullens, obviously.
Well, yeah, because he's going to stay around. Even if like the Cullens were to leave, he would just go wherever. He's gonna go
with Renesmee. So he's gonna stay with her and keep shifting, and therefore not age. So he's gonna stay at whatever age he is at the end of Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Yeah, he's probably 17 at the end, I think. So he's like caught up.
He's like 2 years younger than Bella, so he'd
be 17 because she's 19. She just turned 19 at the end, so he'd be like.
She turned 19 like 3 days after she turned. So he's essentially 17. So he and Edward are the same.
Yeah.
He's not gonna keep maturing.
Well, but something that Edward has on him is that he's been around. He's actually seen more because he's technically lived longer. So even on top of that, it's like he's even younger.
Yeah, like literal halting. We're not aging anymore because we're a vampire age. Edward is 17, but like been around the block this many times, he's like 117.
Yeah.
Or 101 or whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Years later, and my brain isn't mathing, even though I'm a math teacher. Oops.
Plus, I feel like if Jacob's a DILF, then it makes the whole Renesmee thing even creepier.
It
And it's like creepy uncle. It's like, oh god, it's not even like big brother. It's like creepy uncle. And it's like, oh,
like the making Jacob fall in love with the baby to finish out the love triangle is a horrible way to finish it in the first place. Like I feel like that's awful.
don't even get me started.
Oh god. Yeah, so that's a negative Ghost Rider on whether or not
If
Jacob.
you want more on that, I am going to have a whole episode coming out soon after this one in a few weeks, and it's Jacob and Renesmee, an autopsy. So we will be dissecting Jacob and Renesmee as a concept. So when I say don't even get me started, I mean it, because I could just talk forever about how vile and insane of an idea that was.
Bad idea.
Bad. Shame, Stephanie.
Shame on
Shame.
Smire.
For real. Okay, so now let's move to, we're gonna kind of, unless you want to make a big, if you have like a wolf, like someone else in the pack that you're like, daddy, do you have anyone? Or is everyone just kind of like, eh?
I mean, I feel like a case could be made for Sam just because he is the oldest, but I still feel like he doesn't quite get over that hump that we were talking about with Ed Boy.
Yeah, and I feel like we're too entrenched in his, like within the saga, we're seeing too much of Jacob's perspective and Leah's perspective to kind of like get over that and just be like, okay, daddy, like, hello.
Yeah, like I feel like Sam and
Emily.
yeah, we don't get enough of their story to really
their side of things.
Yeah. Exactly, because like they split off into their two packs and like we don't know what they're doing when Jacob decides to separate, and then Leah and Seth follow to go protect the Cullens. So we're like,
I don't know what I don't really know what they're thinking, because we literally lose their thoughts.
Yeah, we lose the telepathy moment.
Okay, so let's move on to the other Cullens then. Jasper. I have one negative and one positive for Jasper, and I want to see if you can guess what they are.
Confederate daddy moment.
That's the negative. The negative is that not only was he in the Confederacy, but he's like still proud of it. Not like, oh, I'm proud of like, you know, like the newborn army and like, you know, not running it, but like how good of a soldier I was, like my technical abilities. But it's like, yeah, I was in the Confederacy. It's like, whoa, dude. Okay.
You're proud of being on the side that lost.
Not only the morally wrong side, but also the side that lost. So it's not even like you were like, yeah, I helped them win. It's like, no, they had a literal vampire, and they still lost.
They had vampires,
oh my god. And then my positive is he is a great husband to Alice.
He sure is. At least he was older than 17. Well, no, he was the youngest general.
Yeah, but he's older. I think I want to say 18 or 19.
Yeah, so
but not much. He's still not much.
Yeah. He's got a little on Edward, but I don't think enough to quite.
Yeah, though each year does matter during that time.
Yeah.
That was so different from 18 to 19, 19 to 20. Same. But I also feel like part of that is also less to do with the year and more to do with like what you're doing during that time. Either you're going out into the workforce or you're going to college and doing like all that, you know?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of you're meeting a lot of different people and doing a bunch of different stuff. So that may be.
Jasper was literally in the newborn army, so I feel like that definitely added some.
Right. Definitely less whiny. Like he had to kind of, you know.
You could not be whiny and be in charge of a newborn army. That's for sure.
Yeah. or like just be in the army at all. Cause like boot
Yeah.
camp, they fucking beat the shit out of you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Meanwhile, Edward was like, grew up wealthy family. His father
Mhm.
wasn't the best, but it wasn't also like the worst household. His mother was good. He, they're wealthy enough to have a piano and,
Mhm. And
it's
clearly enough
like,
to get him like lessons or whatever.
yeah, it's not really like, oh yeah, I'm in the 1800s and I'm having to learn how to physically fight and stuff. Like
Yeah.
obviously much harder of an upbringing. So
Mhm.
he has that kind
And
of
then
ruggedness in a
yeah, and then
way.
Jasper's got what 200 years of being a vampire on Edward or on not 200, like 150.
Yeah, he's like a lot older than Edward
Mhm.
because he's the oldest other than Carlisle, like in terms of
Yeah.
vampire years, not like maturity years.
Yeah. Cuz I think maturity years Esme has
Yeah,
them
Esme's
like 20.
26.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So she's the oldest. She's 3 years older than Carlisle, which is weird to think about. Like
I know.
everyone's kind of, because it's like it's strange to think about the fact that neither one of them is like actually old at all.
Yeah.
Like literally at all.
So
Um so yeah, what are we thinking about Jasper?
oh.
It's really hard. It's really tough to get over that Confederacy thing. Stephanie really shot him in the foot with that.
I don't think I can get past the Confederacy. I don't think I can
Yeah.
pass that one.
Because it's like if you ignore that, it's like great.
Yeah,
He's
it's
very
like
good with Bella. He's really good with Alice. Like he's seems to be a good brother. Like you can get over all the bloodlust stuff. It's like he's trying. It's literally impossible. Like it's really hard,
trying to look past him killing Bella or attempting to kill Bella in New York.
Well, I feel like if anything, I feel like they overreacted. Cause it's like, yes, you almost tried to kill someone, but at the same time, it's
Edward
like,
also made it way worse by like tossing her into the
yeah, and it's like being an insane like heroin addict for like over 100 years, and then you're in a room filled with heroin, and it's like, you know,
It literally he took a step and you're all freaking out.
right. It's like,
Oof.
I'm
Yeah,
not saying that was a good thing, but I'm saying let's cut the guy a little slack. Like I feel like you could get
yeah.
over that pretty easily, but yeah, the Confederacy thing is hard. It's
Yeah, I
real
don't think I
hard.
can see past that one to daddy up Jasper. I think he's gonna have
Yeah,
a no.
so no, for me. And is he really a daddy if he's always
The way he's like staring, like he
like
wants
that's
to.
terrifying.
I know. Ooh,
That's horrifying. I need to
there's
put in my
there's
color contacts and just like
eyes wide open,
eyes
staring
wide
constantly.
open.
No need to blink ever, just constant.
Horror. Horror. It's horrifying.
Literally.
What was that decision? What was that decision acting wise? Jackson, please.
And
We
Jackson,
need
I
answers.
explain.
We need answers, please.
Please explain yourself.
Okay,
Ooh.
so what about Emmett? I have the same positive and negative listed for him, which is
Well, he wasn't in the Confederacy, so there's that.
that's a positive. That's definitely a positive for sure. So my positive and negative is that he's a himbo. Himbo positive, himbo negative.
Himbo derogatory.
Tori. It's like it's good. Like, himbos are great. Respects women, stupid, but in a charming way, big, muscly, like, he's
Stupid in a
Emmett,
polite
big
way.
brother energy towards like, his like pseudo family members, and like Bella just being like Edward's girlfriend. He's like, hell yeah, she's great. I'm gonna be like a brother to her even before y'all get married.
Yeah.
But then negative himbo, I feel like it's kind of hard to exude like full daddy energy if you're like really
I
brat
don't think
guyish.
he yeah, I don't think he can exude full daddy energy due to the fact that I know good and well that Rosalie tops him.
Right. Definitely. Definitely. For sure.
So like,
But like he's literally like meaty.
he is meaty. He's a large man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thus far, I think he's our strongest case. Because he's also older.
Yeah.
You know, he's breached the 20s.
Yeah.
So
like 21?
yeah, I think he's 21.
Yeah.
So he's older.
He's our strongest case thus far, but he's still getting topped by Rosalie for sure.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. You know, technically we're talking about DILFs, but like, is Rosalie the biggest?
Rosalie definitely
Is
wanted
Rosalie a
to
DILF?
say, I think Rosalie's a DILF.
Me too. Like Rosalie gives me more DILF than MILF.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Much to consider. And our winner for today is Rosalie. Who's the biggest DILF? Rosalie Hale.
Yeah.
Woo!
Screaming.
But yeah, Emmett, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're working our way up.
He does make a good uncle to Renesmee, considering how desperately Rosalie probably internally wanted Bella to die, and then Edward to like go kill himself because Bella died, and then she could be like, "Yay!
Yay, immortal child! Let's go!
Let's go!"
Here's my thing: if Rosalie wants a kid, and the issue is you can't turn them while they're a kid. I know she doesn't want to, you know, she wouldn't give vampirism to anyone, but here's the thing.
Make Carlisle.
You get a kid who's in the adoption system and no one wants them because they are terminally ill. They have an illness that they're going to die by the time they're like 20, right? So one of those illnesses that you get to live a while, but you don't get to live super long, okay? You raise them. They're in on the secret. You tell them about the same time you would tell a kid that they're adopted, right? That you're vampires. Or you homeschool them and they know from the beginning. Because then if they blab about it, it doesn't matter.
But then they might be weird if they're homeschooled.
As soon as they start dying, because they were going to die anyway, you turn them, and by that point, they'll already be like past the age of a mortal child.
Okay.
All I'm saying is there is a world where she could make it work if she really wants a kid. All you have to do is find a kid that's dying. It's that simple. Oh my god. Just the most unhinged take. Just find a dying kid, God.
Just find someone with like a genetic abnormality.
Yeah, for real.
You know.
It's awful. Just I take back everything I said. This is all hypothetical. This was in Minecraft.
I mean, it is all hypothetical due to the fact that we're talking about vampires.
Well, quotes. In quotes. Just find a dying kid from Bi.4.Twi. Someone, if you're listening to this and you like editing things, someone make a meme of that, please, and send it to me.
But like,
I will post it.
I feel like something with like a prognosis of like, I don't know, 10 years, and you find like an 8-year-old, you won't have like a baby, but you'll still have a kid.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Still a kid.
Yeah, and I feel like Rosalie could jive with a kid.
Yeah. Or someone mentioned just become like a teacher. You won't get to like raise one kid, but you get to still hang out with kids. And she seems to just like kids in general. Run a daycare.
How many do I see a day? I teach 41 plus 5 is 46 plus another 6, so 52. I see 52 every day.
Yeah.
That I have in my classroom.
And I'm subbing right now, so I see like 200.
So true.
So I see different kids every day. And when I see them again, it's like, they're like, oh my God, hey, Miss Golden.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Literally.
It's the best.
Last year when I was in a middle school, I had 200 plus.
Yeah.
It was insane.
I love
But
middle school.
now that I'm at
Unpopular
an
opinion.
elementary
Completely
school,
off topic. Now we're just teacher talking. Okay.
I feel like that. Live, laugh, love, yeah.
Speaking of teachers, speaking of mentors, seamless segue. What
Mm-hmm.
about Carlisle?
Yeah. No argument against it. Absolutely.
No argument.
Absolute daddy.
Literal daddy, metaphorical daddy, metaphysical daddy. On every plane of existence.
Daddy.
I mean, that
Yeah.
scene alone in New Moon where he's like patching Bella up, that's like crazy. That goes hard.
Absolutely.
That got me hard.
Crying. Yeah, no, like he loves his kids, I guess we'll call them. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they are. Like, he treats them like.
Yeah, he
They're his
found
kids.
them all dying,
Mhm.
or they found him in Alice and Jasper's case.
Yeah. They're like, hey, we're moving in, by the way.
Alice showed up and was like, hey, y'all are my family. I saw it in a vision. I'm going to live here now. Where's my room?
Plus, he has literally supernatural compassion.
Yeah, like that is this man's
which is what
power.
you need. That's what you
Yeah.
need in someone with daddy energy. They can't just be like aggressive or something.
Mhm.
Like, that's not, you need like, you need dominance, but you need compassion.
Yeah, especially when you end up with what, 3 sets of couples as children.
Oh God.
Matchmaker
Oh, no.
daddy.
Okay, but here's my one negative. This man comes from like a puritanical, old ass,
For real.
old ass upbringing. Does he even know? Does he even know what head is?
I feel like he has to have learned in the last 100 years.
Like, how slow of a learner is he? Because we have this issue where he's been with one person, according to canon, which I don't really believe he's 100%. I mean, all I'm saying is he spent a lot of time with the Volturi. He spent a lot of time with Michael Sheen.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're telling me that Esme was his first? Okay.
Okay, girl.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
he seems a lot looser about that kind of stuff and more just about like, I believe in God and I have a close relationship with God. And I think that technically we are damned, but he seems like a lot chiller about it than like Edward. And that maybe because he had a lot more time to
come to terms with it.
Right.
Really.
Yeah. So I don't think that that's like I think he's probably gotten over it. If he did have an issue, I think he's probably gotten over all the sexual
He's had a lot longer to come to terms with it than Ed Boy, who's
Eddie
been
Boy
stewing in it.
Yeah, literally, he's in a big pot of stew.
Yeah.
Oh no, you didn't like that visual? What, you don't like the Edward stew?
Yeah, no, Ed Boy stew sounds kind of awful.
Do not.
I feel like it'd be him and Bella and some juices.
Someone, I can't remember who it was or where it was from. But someone said that water's the best thing to ever happen to women. It cascades off a woman's frame, whereas men, it's like a wet rat. Like, no man looks good wet. You look okay, decent at best.
I mean, I've certainly looked like a drowned rat on more than one occasion, so I don't think it's the best thing to ever happen to me.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. My mom has also looked like a drowned rat. We went to Disney World when I was a kid, and rip to your tapestry, frick.
Wait, let me hang that back up.
That's so sad. But we went to Disney when I was a kid, and she we were on the log flume, whatever it was, like I don't remember what exactly it's called.
Splash
But
Mountain?
yes, Splash Mountain, and we were at the top where you start to go down, and she took my hat to cover her hair so that it wouldn't get wet. And then, on our way down, I took it back off her head and put it on my head because I was like, why'd you take my hat? That was rude. I was 4.
Oh, you want to do that ride with full ponchos?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know. I was 4. I didn't know any better.
If anyone's going to Disney, it's not called Splash Mountain anymore. It's like Tiana's something, like adventure or something like that. Get a poncho. Straight up, get a poncho. Yeah. Not a hat, you want a full poncho. And first thing you do, sorry, I'm like an amusement park. I'm obsessed with amusement parks. Anyway, you get in. When you get in, look at the seats. Make sure you sit because they'll kind of let you pick the seat. It's not one where you have to sit exactly where they tell you. Find a seat that looks as dry as possible because that means that you're not really in the splash zone.
True. The last people probably didn't get splashed too awfully if it wasn't.
It also kind of depends on weight balance too, so it's not a definite.
True.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. But maybe you want to get wet. Maybe it's hot out and you're like, okay, fuck it.
But then your legs might chafe.
Yeah, I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like walking around in hot, wet.
In Florida?
Yeah. Definitely not. Okay, so last one. You know who it is.
The man, the myth.
Knew it was coming.
Charles. The Charlie Swan.
Don't call him Charles, please. Do you think is his name Charles?
I don't know. I would have to look in the
frantically Googling. Is Charlie Swan's name Charles?
I mean,
he's just like a Charlie.
I have the book, whatever it's called. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You know what's funny? Every single guest I've had on, this has come up. I'm so glad that they reprinted this book because it's in Barnes and Nobles and stuff again. Mm-hmm. So everyone that's listening to this can go get it because, bro, I mean,
check.
It's so vital.
Because, I don't know.
Okay, this can't be true.
That's so sad and so rude, honestly.
I know, and now it's all I ironed it and everything, and now it's getting wrinkled. My squeaky ass chairs. My beautiful tapestry. Okay. Wait, so answers.com. Okay, yes. Wait. Actually, before you give the official answer, I'm going to tell you what answers.com says.
Okay.
Someone said, what is Charlie full name in Twilight? Best answer, Charlie Swan, middle name isn't mentioned. Another answer, Renesmee. And then another answer, Charles Charlie Swan. His middle name is Charlie. Answers.com is of the opinion that his full name is Charles Charlie Swan.
Okay, I just got to the humans. Hang on, I'm at Charlie. It just says name Charlie Swan, date of birth 1964, place of origin Forks, Washington, hair color brown, eye color brown, height 6 foot.
Yeah, I am that tall.
He is currently dating Sue Clearwater. His parents were Jeffrey and Helen Swan. His ex-wife is Renee Dwyer, and his daughter is Isabella Bella Swan.
Perfect. I'm actually very relieved that his name isn't Charles.
Yeah, I feel
I hate Charles that. He does not fit a Charles.
Yeah. But yeah, Charlie is definitely daddy due to the fact that I have a sweatshirt that says it, and we have a picture together with me wearing it on our Instagrams from when we were in Forks. So that obviously
If it's
that
on
he
a
is.
sweatshirt, it has to be true.
Absolutely. But I mean, he is a dad. He's Bella's dad, you know. That
True.
happened.
He's
So
literally
I feel like
dad,
that's
and he's the only dad we've discussed that
like
is like
actually
biologically a
yeah.
dad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ed Boy technically
Oh, I guess that's true.
somehow.
The water was really warm, according
It
to
warmed him up.
Stephanie. And I can't even finish my sentence. I can't.
God. Yeah, so Charlie, yeah. Absolutely.
Definitely. I mean, literal dad energy. He's like an archetype of
Yeah.
a dad. Dad stash. He just drinks beers on the couch all the time. He's
Harry Clearwater's homemade fish fry is his
right.
obsession.
He's very masculine, but also very like caring.
He wants to watch baseball on the flat screen.
Yeah, love sports.
Boys, Billy, and go down to the reservation and just hang out with the bros. Like he just wants to do dad things.
Fishing.
He loves fishing for real.
Such a dad thing. So dad. The one claim I will make, because the custody stuff, that's not really up to him. That was up to the courts and stuff. And, you know, back in the 90s, they weren't really favoring dad. So he got as much custody as he could, essentially. But is basically a functioning alcoholic.
Oh, true.
Okay, wait, let's hop off.
Okay.
And then just hit the same link and we'll wrap up then.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Here's the other Charlie thing. He is a cop.
Ah, fuck.
Did I just trap card you?
Charlie is a cop.
You've activated my trap card. Not just that, he's a sheriff.
He's the chief of police. That's
Chief. He's a chief, but
fuck.
One thing, he's in a small town.
And this was like pre-BLM, because like when Stephanie wrote it, it was 2005.
Oh yeah, this was
So,
not like a conscious thing like the Jasper.
Yeah.
issue.
So like police brutality was almost certainly a thing at that point.
Oh yeah, it was less like known about from where she's coming from, which is like a Mormon Utah white, you know.
Mm-hmm. And obviously we wouldn't
Phoenix
have known that
and
in
Utah
2008 because we were children.
Right. And as children, we were like, cool, he's a cop. Who cares?
They're supposed to help us, right?
Like, right. And from what we do see, Charlie is, you know, from what we see, he's not doing anything untoward. It seems like there's not really any crime ever. It's just like mostly like bear attacks and shit.
Yeah, and the bear attack that was
bear attacks.
The nomads killing like Waylon and the random other dude.
Yeah.
In the other town that the other police took care of.
Yeah. He would be way more daddy though if he wasn't a cop.
Yeah.
But this is a fictional thing, and he can be as good or bad as the author makes him.
Yeah, my husband has like a headcanon that Charlie, like, after like the BLM protest started and like police brutality got like recognized that it was getting really bad, he like resigned, and then he started like working for social justice and stuff, and that's the headcanon that I like.
Yes. I love that headcanon.
Yeah, I don't know what exact job he'd be doing.
Can you imagine Charlie just gruffly trying to get you to sign a petition?
I know, right?
What's happening? This is not the demographic that I expected to get me to sign this petition.
Trying to be an extrovert, or not even trying, just like trying to go up to strangers and be like, "Can you sign this?"
Yeah.
For a good cause.
He's at the Newton Outfitters, and he's just like hanging around a clipboard. I love that, actually.
Crying.
Okay, so as no surprise to anyone, your vote is definitely for Charlie.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, from an objective standpoint, I have to agree. From a bias standpoint, I want to say Carlisle. Your face. You don't think so? Like, I know he's young, but like, I mean, he's got all these kids. He's very, I don't know. I feel like he's got more of like a caring paternal thing that's like digs me more than like what am I really gonna do with Charlie? I don't like sports. I don't really like sitting around.
Hang out at home.
Here.
I like
That's true.
I like
but so
home.
does Carlisle. Carlisle's a huge homebody too. He comes home from work and he just hangs out at home. It's not like he's going out partying.
I don't know, but
He's not being the disco ball at a club.
Get called in. He could like have to go to work at like random weird times.
So could Charlie.
Oh shit.
I like how the person dressed as Charlie is arguing against Charlie right now. I am not the number one DILF. Charlie said that. Oh my god. No, but I think objectively, Charlie is on paper by far number one for sure. Yeah. But like vibes, like
I don't know. I still feel like Carlisle has a bit too much of like a god complex to win over.
Ooh, Charlie. Interesting point. Counter, he is very much like a mentor, which is like I don't know. Positive you. I don't know. Negative.
I don't know if I could ever vote for anyone over Charlie. I'm not gonna lie.
No, that makes sense. And I'm not trying to sway that for you. Honestly, I think I would have to like revoke your Instagram name.
Seriously, it's been my Instagram name since I started the page in 2020, I think.
Yeah.
April of 2020, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Jeez. And it's never changing.
Yeah, like him and his mustache for real. Like He also has a mustache.
That mustache is a big.
Yeah, the facial
that may be number one factor.
Yeah, the facial hair like helps his daddy status. Carlisle like doesn't/can't have that because like if he shaved it off, it won't grow back. You know, in theory, but in the movies, you know, obviously that shit grew back because Jasper had long ass hair in Eclipse, and then like
they kind of and then like Alice cuts her hair and it's like okay, so I guess it's just never gonna grow back again, or
I don't
like they really weren't keeping it consistent for the movies.
Yeah, they made some choices.
Choices were made, choices were had.
Seriously.
All right, so my final vote is Carlisle, and your final vote, to no one's surprise, is Charlie. Comment below whose side you're on, or maybe you disagree with both of us. Maybe you're like one of those people you said wasn't a daddy. I think is.
And tell us why. We need to know why you.
We need to know like why you're like, because I feel like someone's gonna be like, Jacob's totally a daddy, and it's like I need your justification for that.
Yeah,
I need receipts.
Yeah, seriously.
I need the PBS documentary receipts right now in my inbox.
Because I think we had more than enough justification as to why Jacob
why he's not. Yeah, right. It's like, okay, you can think he's hot and still be like, he doesn't have the energy. It isn't there. Yeah, so y'all let us know what you think. It's been a pleasure. Follow the beautiful Meg, please. Their account on Instagram is Charlie Swan's Mustache. Very easy to remember. Should be very quick to pop up considering how many other accounts have super similar names.
Yeah, I'm pretty easy to find.
And we're both going to FTF this year, so come say hi if you see us.
I sure hope, man. I sure hope.
Oh yeah, you're not sure? I know you talked about not getting the VIT tickets, but
yeah, I just don't know because trying to get a sub for all those days is
Oh
really hard.
yeah,
Doing it this year was hard. We shall see.
yeah, definitely.
The tickets were also more expensive this year than they were last year, so
Yeah. I imagine getting a sub is especially hard because hopefully we'll be in Washington by that time, like living there. So I would only have to miss, like, I could drive Thursday after school. So I'd only have to miss Friday. So that'd be easy. But if you're like flying, it's like, well, you kind of want to come in on Wednesday so you can be there for the Thursday stuff. And then that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then you're so exhausted. Like if you travel on Sunday that you kind of have to take Monday off. And it's like, oh,
Yup. Yeah, this year, or
well,
I guess last year now it was, for 2023, we wanted to be there for the Wednesday, like, pre-festival activities. So we flew out Tuesday right after school. And
mhm,
since we're on the East Coast, we got there, uh, I don't know, it was still light out in
mhm.
Seattle when we got there. And then we picked up the rental car we picked up the rental car and slept in a hotel in Seattle by the airport. And then in the morning, we drove to Forks. And then we did all the stuff. And then we were there. And then on Monday, we left for the airport super duper early. Like, I'm talking like 4 o'clock, maybe.
Yeah.
Our flight left at
Our flight left
8.
at midnight on Sunday. So
We still barely made our flight. Like, my husband and I were running through the airport, and um because of the time difference coming back, it was like evening, after like
yeah.
late afternoon, evening. And because it was September, it was getting dark, and then it was cold, and then I had to go to work on Tuesday, so I missed Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday. So I missed 4 days.
Yeah, actual nightmare. Yeah, we flew in Tuesday because we flew into Portland and we wanted to do
Mhm.
some stuff there. So we flew in Tuesday, we got there in the evening, we spent time, and then we Wednesday morning, I wanted to get there for the Bella's birthday party, so we left pretty early, but we made all these stops because I wanted to see shooting locations. And so by the
Mhm.
time we got in on Wednesday, I was just too tired. We missed the birthday thing, and then I was too tired to do bowling. I was like, I
Yeah,
cannot. I've got to just like lay down.
I think I made it for Bella's birthday, but then I was too tired to do bowling.
Yeah, it seemed like pretty much everyone was too tired to do bowling, and I heard it was really packed. So
Yeah,
it's
my
probably a
husband
good
and
thing
I
I didn't
stayed
go.
at the Airbnb, but the rest of the people we went with went. But my husband and I were like, good yard. We were also on East Coast time, and our
Yeah,
other friends
same.
were also only on like a 1 hour time difference, and we were like,
Uh,
"Ugh." Or
yeah,
no, they were on 2 hour time difference, but
yeah, it
oh
definitely
man,
felt later.
that 3 hours was
Rough,
hard.
definitely, for sure. Well, let me do my sign off with
Yeah.
you. So thank you so much for joining us. It's been a delight to talk about the most nonsensical, awful, awful topic ever. Which Twilight Saga character is the biggest DILF? A wonderful. I think we're actually gonna win like a Streamy award for
Oh,
this.
absolutely.
Not the pocket. This episode actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like how could we not?
Yeah, this is actually high art. And if you disagree, then you're crushing the dreams of two artists.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so follow Meg. I'm gonna put the link in the description. Again, we love Megan. Best Charlie Swan enthusiast out there. For real.
Yo,
For real.
my lab love
And
Charlie Swan.
oh no. I'm gonna put that up in my bathroom. Yeah, thank you guys. Comment below who you think is the biggest. Goodbye.
Crying the
Bye.
entire tapestry just
Just right as I'm doing the outro. Like, fuck you, actually.